There he goes. Bye-bye, J. Wayne.
La we eat.
And we drink.
And we eat.
And we drink.
And we eat.
And we
And
drink.
we eat. And we
And we eat and we drink. And when we are finished eating and drinking, we sing. Health unto the farmer who lives among the hills, where everyone's a sovereign and owns the land they till, where all the guys are beautiful and all the girls are strong. 'Tis our delight on summer's night to sing a farmer's song. Oh, 'tis our delight on summer's night to sing a farmer's song. And when we have finished singing, we sleep. In the arms of Morpheus, the god of sleep. And besides a few minor itches and twitches, ouch! We sleep well, and why not?
It's so concrete.
But then,
Oh,
the big foot
oh,
steps over us and is about to crush us!
oh no!
Don't let the big foot crush you! Protest and survive!
In Montgomery and in Selma and the streets of Birmingham, the people sent a message to the leaders of the land. Oh, we have fought and we have suffered, but we know the wrong from right. We are family, we are neighbors, we are black and we are white. Here I go, bound for freedom. Let my truth take the lead. Not the preacher, not the Congress, not the millionaire, but me. I will organize for justice. I will raise my voice in song, and our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. From a cell in Pennsylvania, from an inmate on death row, Mumia had the courage to expose the evil show. From the courtroom to the boardroom, in the television's glare, how the greedy live off poor and hungry people everywhere. Here I go, bound for freedom. Let my truth take the lead. Not the preacher, not the Congress, not the millionaire, but me. I will organize for justice. I will raise my voice in song, and our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. Here I go, though I'm standing on my own. I remember those before me, and I know I'm not alone. I will organize for justice. I will raise my voice in song, and our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. All across the Gulf Coast, like many times before, BP and Halliburton devastate the shore, but just beneath the surface lies a spirit from within. It's the one that built New Orleans and will live to rise again. Here I go, bound for freedom. Let my truth take, not the preacher, not the preacher, not the Congress, not the millionaire, not the millionaire, but I will organize for justice. I will raise my voice in song, and our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. From the streets of New York City, across the oceans and beyond, People from all nations create a common bond with our conscience as our weapon. We are witness to the fall. We are simple, we are brilliant, we are one, and we are all. Here I go, bound for freedom. Let my truth take the lead. Not the preacher, not the Congress, not the Congress, not the millionaire, but I will organize for justice. I will raise my voice in song, and our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. Here I go, though I'm standing on my own. I remember those before me, and I know I'm not alone. I will organize for justice. I will raise my voice in song, and our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. And our children will be free to lead the world and carry on. And our children will be free to lead the world and carry on.
All right, so now I would like to invite Steve Crofter to come to the stage. He is an Entergy shareholder.
Hey, welcome today. Since there aren't any official representatives from Entergy here, as a shareholder, I welcome you here today. I want to be clear, I'm not officially representing company policy. I was not invited or authorized by the CEO or the board of directors to welcome you, but I am one of the owners of Entergy, and you are welcome to come here today and do this action. It's important for Entergy to know that not all of its shareholders agree with corporate policy. Dissension is growing in the ranks of the owners of Entergy, and this is a hopeful sign. If you believe, as I do, that shareholder resolutions and other forms of investor pressure on corporations have a role to play in our struggle to close Vermont Yankee and other reactors, then please consider joining me by becoming a shareholder yourself. Even as I invite you to take that step or to consider that step, it's clear to me that owning shares of a for-profit corporation is not a long-term solution to the societal problems that we face. Ultimately, capitalism is unworkable. Capitalism is not good for human beings. Capitalism is not good for our planet. In the long run, we will choose to build a society that is grounded in the conviction that people and the environment matter more than financial profits. Meanwhile, if you're ever tempted to feel discouraged, please remember that every one of us matters. Every one of us is significant, and every one of our actions is vital to this struggle. Today is a hopeful day. I'm heartened to see so many of us here today, and I am pleased that you have come to shut down my reactor. Thank you.
Who knew that Entergy could be so good? So, get your rest while you got it, and welcome the Raging Granny.
Okay, there are 200 people out here with song sheets. I want you to take them out, open up the flap, and you'll find inside a separate sheet. We're going to sing songs from this sheet only, although you're welcome to sing forever, the rest of them. The first one is Vermont Yankee, and it's to Yankee Doodle Dandy, which goes like this. We know it? All right. Vermont Yankee is 40 years old, scheduled to close in 2012. When Entergy could not extend that date, into politics they did delve. We're all Yankee Doodle victims, 'cause from the plant we all could die. The cost of decommissioning will fall on all our shoulders, and and radiation from the sky. Vermont Yankee is not for sale now. The plant is in such disrepair. The NRC is on the nuke plant side. Does anyone think that is fair? We will work to overcome them until its closure comes to pass. We must protect all of us and future generations instead of saving corporations. Bleep! Now, turn it over, and on the other side is Shut It Down, sung to the tune of Frère Jacques, which goes like this. Got it? Now, before I didn't see a lot of mouths moving, so just lip sync. Come on. 3 Mile Island, 3 Mile Island, melted down, sending radiation all across the nation. Shut it down, Chernobyl nuke plant, melted down, and its radiation was in Vermont, Fukushima, melted down, Japan closed many nuke plants, others did the same thing, not the U.S., Vermont Yankee is at risk, Entergy denies it, 'cause they want the profit. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down.
Now, thank you, Raging Grannies. We have 3 representatives from some other nuclear power plants.
Hi, hello Vermont. My name is Marilyn Ellie. I live 3 miles from Indian Point, and I've got a deal for you. I feel right at home here, and I even saw a closed Indian Point sign. But here's the deal. You close down Vermont Yankee, and we'll close down Indian Point. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Very shortly from over here, so we have room for about 2 or 3 people. So if you need a shuttle, come right back over here. Thank you.
Hi, I live in New Jersey, about 20 miles north of the Oyster Creek plant. It's the oldest operating plant in America, and I think it just claimed the world's oldest operating nuclear plant. It's way past time to shut it down. We turned a 20-year relicensing into 10, but we should have shut it down 10 years ago. It's been leaking tritium in our water supply, and it's got 750 metric tons of spent fuel, which I understand is twice as much as all of the spent fuel that was on site at Fukushima. It's way past time to shut Oyster Creek down, and I'm really encouraged with this turnout that came out here today. We heard that hundreds were going to show up, and it was maybe 2,000 from what I understand. Thank you very much.
All right. Like dominoes, the nuclear industry will fall. Is Red Clover ready? Red Clover, come on over.
Check out the Fall Solutions Circus. We have all your greatest fall solutions to climate change. Hello, everyone. First, we would like to welcome our wonderful Greenwash Act.
Shut down Vermont Yankee! Shut down Vermont Yankee! Shut down Vermont Yankee! Vermont Yankee! Talk
gentlemen and gender nonconformers. Next up, we have of the False Solutions Circus, we have the False Solutions Freak Show. We have scoured the land for all sorts of corporate 1% green capitalism solutions to the climate crisis, and we would like to present these terrible, terrifying, oh my gosh, solutions. And here they come. The first one up is Clean Coal. Clean Coal presents Magical Act.
Thank you, kind audience. And for my first act, I will strip away the living layer of this mountain, destroying all the wildlife in my path. Next, I'll begin blasting away the mountain itself. I can make an entire mountain disappear in less than a year. I use a tiny crew of actual people who needs jobs created. I use machines and explosions to get that delicious coal underneath. Why do they call me clean coal, you may ask? Thanks to new technologies, they capture carbon when coal is burned. Energy corporations are welcoming me as a new, clean, green solution to climate change. No one even remembers those mountain tops.
Ooh, what a magical act! Disappearing mountains, clean coal, who'd have thought? Next up, we have another similarly magical act in this False Solutions Freak Show. Has anyone heard of drinking water catching on fire?
Yeah!
How might this happen? Clean burning natural gas, everyone! A false solution!
Hello, I'm natural gas. Hydraulic fracturing, affectionately known as fracking, is a spectacular process of creating fractures in reservoir rock formations by injecting fracturing liquids. Now we can extract natural gas reserves in ways we have never imagined. Say hello to the golden age of gas. And now, as my special presentation, I will turn this wonderful drinking water into flammable liquid!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next up in the False Solution Circus are the terrible triplets. Mega Wind, Mega Solar, and Mega Dams. When they were small, they were part of the Vermont landscape, innocuous, part of a solution, but now they've sold out to the 1% Dream Team. And here they are. Let me introduce you.
Hello, I'm triplet number 1, a mega dam. I create hydroelectric power like Hydro-Quebec, often ignoring the needs and rights of local indigenous communities. Thank you, Vermont, for including us in your definition of renewable energy.
Hi, I'm triplet number 2, even sexier than my sibling, Megawind. I depend on fossil fuel-based electrical generation to keep power flowing steadily through the electrical grid. I'll never be more than a supplement.
All right. I am triplet number 3, the best and brightest, Mega Solar. I use photovoltaic cells which require huge amounts of fossil fuel energy inputs and natural resource extraction to be constructed. Mega projects, even with renewable energy sources, depend on corporate financing and control resource extraction in industrial capitalist models to exist. Sounds nice, I know. Yay for maintaining the status quo! Yay for feel-good solutions to last-lived illusion that we're saving the world! Yay for shipping solar panels from sweatshop conditions in China's Solar Valley!
And a quick intermission. If you have not purchased your carbon credits, offset your responsibility. We're talking about a whole industry here. Get your carbon credits.
Carbon credits, get your carbon credits! Guilt-free travel, meaningless pieces of paper! Get your carbon credits, they're meaningless! Why wouldn't you want them? Get your carbon credits here!
Thank you, friends! Welcome back to our Next, before we get to the star of today's circus. Now up is the most bizarre of the false solutions, geoengineering!
Hello, dear audience. I am the fearless leader of the ever-faithful faithful Church of the Technofix. I will solve all your climate troubles and forgive all your human sins. I alter the chemistry of the planet through the global scale technologies. I will directly challenge rising CO2 levels by capturing carbon dioxide straight from the atmosphere and fertilizing the entire world's oceans with iron. I will cover the stratosphere with sulfur aerosols to block radiation from the sun. Do not be afraid. All you need to do is believe. Believe in me, dear sisters and brothers.
Thank you, Father! Wonderful plans, and now up our gentle giant, biomass!
Thank you. Fossil fuels running out? We can feed our living forest and cropland into the industrial machine. Don't worry, clear cuts and plantations make fine neighbors. Everybody loves me.
Thank you, biomass, and now up for our final performance, the star of today's show.
The star!
Daughter of the military-industrial complex, nuclear energy!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be here. I am the best false solution of all, and the freakiest. I was created in a brilliant plan by Monsanto Chemical VP to produce plutonium for weapons of electricity for the public. Kill two birds with one stone. I make nuclear seem user-friendly and helpful to people. Yay! I am the perfect example of a false solution that makes new ecological problems and strengthen social inequalities. From the radioactive mining in indigenous lands to nuclear waste with no solid storage plants or facilities. And just look at how Energy Corporations is beating up the state of Vermont in court. Down with democracy! I win!
Thank you, kind audience, and thank you to today's sponsor, Entergy Corporation.
Feel free to check out the circus across the street later in the day!
Let's hear it for the Red Clover! False Solution Circus!
Don't forget to pick your carbon trainer!
All right, we are ready to move on. Is Dan DeWalt here, please? Could you come up? Dan DeWalt? And Woody, are you here? Woody's there. Okay, good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. The moment has arrived for us to move up the street and to deliver our messages to Entergy. We're going to ask that all those people who are willing to risk arrest remain in this safety zone until the rest of the people have moved up. Those of you who wish to can file back up single file along this highway. On the other side of the road, you'll file along and you'll be directed into a field which has been made available to us today by arrangement with the Brattleboro Police, who want to keep the roads clear and safe. It will be on Entergy property across the road. You'll find it.
So this would be a point for I'm going to stick with you to some degree. So, if that's cool. My camera's that's the 90-degree arch. Yes, by the way,
Debbie Linningale, where are you?
Oh, really?
All right. Is that you waving a pink hat?
Isn't it great? Yeah.
Okay. So, representatives of the Affinity Group will meet with Debbie. Yeah, just remain back here, sort of equal with the tent. Just back from the road a little ways.
So freaky.
I'm going to see. Stay there. See what it is? Let's watch this one. It's so maybe I'll
Yeah, sure. All right, Bill. Bye.
Worried about the press. No. And you know what? Remember last time the press
I should have done it.
People who are
going to get arrested.
Like to the West Coast where I've never been before.
Not go any further because you're risking arrest at that point, okay? Entergy is letting us stay over here. The police arranged it. After this is done and people are arrested, we need to clear out of here as quickly as possible because the work is going to be First, the support groups are going to find their people, whether they're in Brattleboro or Royalston, and the work is going to be to clear the site out before it's dark. Okay?
So they're going to book them here, but take them somewhere?
They're going to book them here, but take them to Brattleboro to get their fingerprints and their pictures. If they get overwhelmed in Brattleboro, then they may go to Royalston. We'll find out where they're going.
And how many will they wait? Will they wait for a whole group before they take them?
We don't know. Are you telling people? We know they're going to have a whole bunch that they'll book back there.
It's okay for people to sit on the curb, isn't it?
On the curb, but no further.
Okay.
Cameras are supposed to be over there. You need to go.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
The affinity groups that are coming today have been planning for this time for months, starting in August and September. Oh hell, some of them have been planning this for years. Who am I kidding? Some affinity groups have been doing this for 40 years, since before the plant went up. So they have messages to give to Entergy. They got a thing or two to say. I don't think we have time today for them to read all their messages. There's 27 affinity groups here.
Leslie, just stay with us. Follow me. Follow me.
Excuse me.
You're trespassing on private property. Please leave the property.
More rains in the evacuation zone.
If you do not, you will shall be arrested for trespassing.
Like to get in, you're the next affinity group. I'm seeing a place over here. Looks like
Huh? You got an Entergy photography.
The second group is coming in. Let us in. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Gene Rand with the Brattleboro Police Department. Your conduct is in violation of Title 13, Vermont Statute 3705, unlawful trespass. I am hereby ordering you to disperse and vacate the private property. And if you do not, you shall be arrested for trespassing.
tougher though. I was disappointed. They should all stood with their arms behind their backs and looked like they're tough.
Too dangerous. For democracy.
Excuse us.
Good afternoon. My name is Gene Rim. I represent the Brattleboro Police Department. Your conduct is in violation of Vermont Statute, Title 13, Section 3705, unlawful trespass. I am hereby ordering you to disperse and vacate the private property. And if you do not, you shall be arrested for trespassing.
What are you doing here today?
Well, I'm just putting out we're just making a small statement. Are we going under the wire? We're going whichever way you want to go, Senator.
There you go. For the people. For the environment.
Take it? Leave it?
For peace.
Wait for Michael.
Good afternoon. I'm Gene Rin. I represent the Brattleboro Police Department. Your conduct is in violation of Vermont Statute, Title 13, Section 3705, unlawful trespass. I am hereby ordering you to disperse and vacate the private property, and if you do not, you shall be arrested for trespassing.
Let's get out of the way of the rope.
Excuse us, press. For the people, for the environment, for the children, shut it down! Shut it down!
Can't stand here. People are walking through. Leave an eye up there.
Maria. What are you doing here?
I didn't know.
What do you mean? Come on,
I'm not getting arrested.
You know I lead a double life, and I can't mix business with pleasure.
Shut it down! 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 Now! 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 gentle, angry people. And we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people. And we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people. And we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people. And we are singing, singing for our lives. Old and young. We are old and young together. And we are singing, singing for our lives. We are old and young together, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
Anti-nuclear people.
We are an anti-nuclear people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are an anti-nuclear people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
Your group name? Refield Gardens. Refield Gardens.
You don't have enough zip ties. Where from? They don't make enough.
Good afternoon. I'm Gene Wren, I represent the Brattleboro.
Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
It's not a rhetorical question.
Wearing a green armband.
Shut it down.
Right in the middle of the stick. Still within the evacuation zone.
Oh, they're not coming through.
Are you coming through?
Here you go, right here, guys, right here. There you go. Hey, good job, guys. You're awesome. That's where we're going. Go for it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and how many of you are there? Do you know? There were 7. 7. Okay.
No, wait, one, two. Here comes some more.
Plus Denise Andrew. Plus Denise Andrew. Yeah, 8 of us now. Okay, thank you.
Just go. I'm not going to keep you from exercising. Go, Pamela and Kay. Come on in.
Thank you.
They're serving refreshments. It's irradiated, but it's good.
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Let's There we go.
Ladies, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks.
Good job.
3rd anniversary of 3 Mile Island T-shirt.
You are very brave, and thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Jesse Kayan.
Jesse.
K-A-Y-A-N.
Okay. Caitlin Burlett. Caitlin Burlett. Got it.
I don't know if he wants to give a name. Dan DeWalt. Tell us what to do.
I actually can't. I'm just a legal observer, but everybody else is just been going everywhere.
There we go. There you go. There you go. Come on in. Shut it down. Good job. You're very brave. Good for you. Good for you. Yes, you do. Come on in. You're very brave. Shut it down. You're very brave. People power!
What was your identity now?
You people are awesome. You are awesome. Shut it down. 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 Coming through, you guys are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Shut it down. Shut it down now.
What was your affinity group?
Nuclear free Monadnock.
Thank you.
Okay. We're with the National Lawyers Association.
Great.
And there's 5 of us.
5 of us.
What's your name?
My name's Steve Chase. There was one more who just came at the last minute and decided. But so 4 of us should be on the list.
Come down. You are awesome. You're very brave. Thank you. Be careful.
Your conduct is violating Vermont Statute Title 13, Section 3705.
You are awesome. Got some people coming here. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Thank you very much. You're awesome.
But the people from Fukushima, then you can never go back to the homes. So this prayer is in solidarity to them, because this is about us being solid with each other and making a new future. This has to go, all district communities have to go. So we have to place that within our hearts and build a new lifestyle that does not depend on dangerous energy.
Excuse me. There you are. Good job. You are awesome.
Violation of Vermont Statute Title 13, Section 3705.
Already. He knows already.
Come on, you can come right in.
Oh, I know he is. I talked to him. I talked to him already.
Did you?
Oh, I've been following you all the way up there. Get back in there.
Get a good picture.
it. I think someone's going to tackle us first.
That's about as far as I got you. While you were out. Oh, I like that.
Does anyone have duct tape?
Yep, I brought it. Oh,
I got some duct tape here. That would be great. There's some duct tape.
Shut it down! Can you secure that eviction notice for me?
Good afternoon. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. My name's Gene Rim with the Brattleboro Police Department. Your conduct is in violation of Vermont statute title 15, section 275. Thank you. I urge you to first making private property and not
What they did to you? What they do to us? Nothing. They gave us some water, told us when to come to court.
Yes.
Did they tell you when, or did
Yes.
Yes, June 12th.
June 12th.
Conduct is in violation of Vermont statute title 13, section 3705, unlawful trespass. I am hereby ordering you to disperse and vacate the private property. If not, you shall be arrested for trespass.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Wear shorts, protest global warming.
Many of you are support, and I want to give you an update from the police about what's happening. At this point, it looks like there are about 123 people who got arrested. Very nice. And the buses, each of the buses hold about 50 people. They're hoping the first two buses will go to Brattleboro. They're hoping to be able to process everyone in Brattleboro. That's not yet clear, and they will update us as it's going along. But for sure, the first two buses will be processed in Brattleboro, and the extra people they're hoping will still go to Brattleboro. They say it takes about 10 minutes to process each person. So they're hoping by the time they finish with the first bus, they will start the second bus and get through everyone. But we'll keep you updated. It's at the police station, near where the library is and the courthouse. That's where it is. Thank you.
Hey, excuse me? Where'd you say, Virginia? Where should I go for the legal representative?
Over there.
See the Japanese flag? So just as a reminder, all the affinity group legal liaisons should go up to the entry mailbox, which is up on the corner by the Japanese flag.
I wanted to have a banner that was significant and to tell people that these are, they're twin reactors to Mark I, to Fukushima Daiichi. And this is what we have right here in Vernon. And we put the number of GE reactors on the map of Japan. Sorry if we didn't get the Japan quite right, but so these are all like the Fukushima Daiichi. We had to sort of spread them out, but there are what, 5 or 6? 5. And then we have the GE reactors in the United States. And I will, next time I bring this banner, I'll put the reactors from everywhere in the country and everywhere in Japan. But right now we're just showing the GE reactors so people can understand, Yes, thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Can I go there and take pictures?
Very good.
Can I go there and take pictures?
What happened?
This bus is about to leave.
Okay.
I can look at them.
Can I take pictures?
No, you need to get back down the
Oh,
line.
I'm sorry. I thought that you said yes. I don't want to be arrested.
Well, you don't want to be over there.
Now? Right now. Why they have to be arrested? Do you know why they have to be arrested?
What's up?
Why they have to be arrested?
I don't know. I wasn't part of the arrest. I'm part of a different part of the process, so I don't have the answer for you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm with the group Vermont Street Medics, and we're here providing medical support for the protesters. And most of what we do is handing out water, helping people with blisters, stuff like that, preventative care as much as we can, but we're also trained to respond to pepper spray and things like that that could become an issue if there was an escalated event around the police. So our goal here is to keep everybody as safe as possible and to provide free grassroots community health care for those who need it today.
Do you have any problems today?
No. The police were very, very civil to everyone. There was no conflict at all there. We handed out a lot of water. We did some blister care, but pretty calm today.
Arrested and have been taken into custody, and we're in the process of processing them now. Some people, due to medical issues, have been released from the scene right here with a citation to appear in court. Others are being processed, and then they're going down to the Brattleboro Police Department, where they'll be fingerprinted, mugshot, and hopefully released on citation with trespass orders for entering the property from there.
How would you characterize the scale of this protest versus others you've had?
It was a good-sized protest. It was very organized. All the major police departments, Windham County, Vernon, State Police, Brattleboro, we worked in coordination with the organizers, so it seemed to be very well organized and controlled. And that was very, very much appreciated.
Were there any other charges besides trespass that were issued?
At this point, the only charges that we have are unlawful trespass.
And were there any incidents on the walk or anything like that? Anyone?
It was very, very orderly walk, very coordinated.
No incidents whatsoever.
No incidents at all.
Will everybody be released from Brattleboro?
That's our hope. Yes. It takes a while to process them, so it's. We only have so many resources available. When it happens, it happens.
Will there be bail?
It depends. We're doing the processing. We'll call if we need to.
Chief, can you talk about the relationship that you've had with the protest organizers in terms of planning, almost a collaborative response to this nonviolent action, and the importance of that, and how you feel about it?
Well, it was very, very important that the organizers talked with all the local and state police to get everyone involved early on. So it was a coordinated effort that it went smooth, and we kept disruption to the public and the town at a minimum. Okay? Thanks, folks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vermonters.
Robbie.
We've just had a press conference with the Brattleboro Police. They have acknowledged that there have been 130 arrests today. They were appreciative of the coordination with the organizers and with the protesters. Things went smoothly, and those taken into custody are now being processed. And I'm very grateful that these Vermont citizens, in the persons of the Brattleboro Police, have been as caring and as respectful of us and of what we're trying to do.
Want me to take your picture? You were here?
Court Dorsey.
Oh, okay.
My affinity group is the Sundew Affinity Group. And here's my brother Sundew right here. Thank you. Next, there will be meetings of the Spokes Council, which is representatives from all of the 50-plus affinity groups that are organizing at this point around New England. And we will decide on what steps we want to take next. There is a major rally without risking arrest that is going to be happening on April 14th somewhere in Brattleboro, and that's the next major action that's happening. And we're hoping that everyone will come out from that. There are a lot of people who are very sympathetic with what we're doing today, but are unable for any number of reasons to join us in this kind of a demonstration. But we hope that those people will be able to come out at a time when there are no arrests risked, and to express their solidarity with the people of Vermont in their desire to see Entergy leave Vermont. From what I've heard, there were over 1,000 people here today. Thank you.
For 10 years, I've been working to close this reactor. As a Vermont citizen, I'm insulted by Judge Murtha's decision to put an injunction at the time of closure. In my opinion, the March 21st, 2012 date was non-negotiable. It's obvious and it's clear to me that Entergy has shown the Public Service Board very little other than disrespect. That's no way to receive a CPG. This is a state that has a regulated utility system. Regulated utility system means that we have a state board that regulates our utilities. Entergy didn't adjust themselves to meeting Vermont. Here comes the paddy wagon.
hoping that we can still keep people in the area.
Oh.
Again, we're trying to stay out of Rockingham. If we don't have to go up there, we don't want to go up there.
Where are they going?
So my daughter is 16. She doesn't have a driver's license. She has a school ID. That's a picture.
That's fine, as long as she has some type of ID.
She does.
And
Still in her.
and she's over here with this group?
She's with the funny guy. I don't see her actually. She's with the Greenfield Community College group. Anyway, I'm here. I have her passport. If she needs it.
You need this information to
But she shouldn't need it more than.
No, things are changing. You got to stop wandering off. Do I have to get a flex cop and you and I hook each other's wrists together so I know where you are?
What's the phone number?
Wow. Are you going to ask me out on a date next year?
No, I saw
I'm
the
a
ring.
good-looking guy.
I saw the ring and you already told me that I was going to get in trouble with your wife. So, I mean, really.
Oh, so you made this up. I've been happily married for 17 years. I've actually been married for 28. She has to figure out the 17 that I've actually been happy.
Oh.
28 years in May. That's pretty good.
So they are going to Brattleboro.
It looks like right now, yes. But they don't wander too far. You wander.
Well, but see, I'm not the right contact person. So you gave
Well, you're
me
the
that-
first. You're the one who came to me, started asking me questions about.
Yeah, but about 4 people. I wanted
Well,
to
then
know about
find the
my
right
4
person.
people. Well, that's what I did. And then she got all, no, that's not what they just said. Yeah, somebody just
I
told me
relayed to
that.
you, and then
And so, and what I said, I didn't tell her to follow the ball.
I gotta get a quart of milk going home.
Is David with you guys too? Is David with you guys too?
Coming.
He's coming. He'll be on this bus?
Yeah. What's that? Do I have anything important to say?
How you
Evict these guys. They're the criminals.
Do you guys want some water?
You might need I think they're only going to give you is bread and water for a while. You might need
Really? They said.
Hey, Dan. Howdy. Howdy. I'm not going. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy. See you guys.
See you guys.
We'll see you down
These
there.
are all items numbered that goes with people on bus or phones and stuff.
Can you tell us where the bus is going?
Brattleboro Police Department.
got arrested too.
And Stewie all got arrested.
Okay, well they're good.
So they were arrested.
The problem with the word arrested is the word arrest means to stop. To stop
We say the nukes have got to go, got to go, got to go. We say the nukes have got to go before it all comes tumbling down. China. We say the nukes have got to go, got to go, got to go. We say the nukes have got to go before it all comes tumbling down.
Well, it happened at 3 Mile Island, at Chernobyl on the Russian frontier. It happened at Fukushima, Daiichi, but it ain't gonna happen here. Why not?
We say the nukes have got to go.